Mr. Chairman, delegates, and fellow citizens, I will be honored to accept your nomination for Vice President of the United States.
Sarah Palin fired up the base with her address at the Republican National Convention. She was the big act in a lineup that included Rudy Giuliani, Mike Huckabee, and Mitt Romney. It was by far the most energetic evening at the RNC to date.
If we don't get it exactly right, we'll be okay. Okay, here we go. Color guard, forward, halt.
Sedated. That's been the general vibe inside the Excel Center. The energy is markedly different from that of the Democratic National Convention last week in Denver.
Rick, with the flags up, will you be able to see the anthem singer?
There are no massive crowds or A-list musicians, but there are a whole lot of cowboy hats and men in suits. Some Republican delegates here in St. Paul refer to Barack Obama's speech before a crowd of 80,000 in Denver's Invesco Stadium as his personal Beijing Olympics opening ceremony.
I think Barack Obama is out for a big show, and what hopefully we're here to communicate to the American people is that it's not just a big show, but hey, can you do the job? That's really what it comes down to. Can they run the country?
It's exciting right now because we've had so many emotional roller coaster rides so far on this convention with the Hurricane Gustav, and now everything is picking back up because it has been property loss, flooding, but we're here to get fired up for the upcoming elections.
It started off a little slow, obviously, because of the hurricane, but the energy's picking up. We're looking forward to a very exciting election cycle. I think it's going to be close. We're all going to work really hard, and I think we're going to prevail in November.
With the exception of Sarah Palin's debut Wednesday night, the vibe here at the RNC has been more like one big bridge match, albeit with a multi-million-dollar lighting system and some pretty colorful characters. They wear cowboy hats with glitter American flags, derbies distributed by Fox News. Some even come sporting their own GOP cowboy boots. And one delegate wore a pair of handmade elephant slippers representing the GOP's mascot.
I made these several years ago for a Republican women's slipper contest, and I've just kept them like this. This is Betsy Ross, and this is Uncle Sam.
Even though the mood here is subdued, you wouldn't know it from listening to the delegates describe how they see the atmosphere.
Electrifying.
Yes, electrifying.
It's electrifying and it's history.
Can we look at your hat here? So you've got no Obama, redheads for McCain, women for McCain, redheads for McCain.
For observers who were in Denver, the respective conventions could not be more different. On the floor of the Excel Center, we ran into MSNBC's Joe Scarborough, who's a former Republican congressman. He was standing with his Morning Joe co-host, Mika Brzezinski.
What about the difference in vibe between here and Denver? I mean, I know we have the whole hurricane situation, but it also just seems a little bit like a Morgan here.
We were just talking about it. It is so low key and muted. It's small. It's smaller. There's not a lot of excitement, and we really noticed that the first day we got here. That may just be about a party being in power for 8 years and owning Washington. And you know what happens? I mean, when a party controls the White House and Congress for a long enough time period, their party gets a bit less excited about them.
Right here, the longest line is for the pretzels.
There are not a lot of lines here.
There aren't lines.
Sorry.
It is so easy. You know, in Denver, it took us sometimes an hour and a half to get in.
Anywhere. Yeah.
Here, it's 5-minute wait tops.
Hillary Clinton's former campaign manager, Howard Wolfson, seemed to take some pleasure in the low energy. We caught up with him right before he was preparing to make an appearance on Fox News.
There are fewer delegates than we have in the Democratic Party, so there are fewer people on the floor. There are a lot more people wearing slacks and blazers than there were in Denver, and the carpeting is red, which is also something that we did not have in Denver. So, look, I think Democrats came out of Denver really excited, really fired up. You had, 85,000 people in a stadium. A little bit of a different feel here.
While the energy might be low, Republicans say their spirits are higher than they've been for months. Representative Tom Davis angered some Republicans in March when he blamed President Bush for damaging the Republicans' chances of victory in November.
In March, you were talking about how the president had killed the Republican brand. Is that still your opinion?
Well, there's no question. I mean, you look at the polling, but John McCain has his own brand, and that's what's critical about this election. And as we now shift from Bush to McCain, who will be the face of the party the next 2 months, I think you'll see a lot, you'll see some change in the polls.
Do you think that this is going to have far-reaching implications for the Republican Party, the policies of the last 8 years of the Bush administration?
It looks, Senator McCain tonight, tomorrow night, and Governor Palin have an opportunity, I think, to redirect things the way they need to.
You can just feel the excitement.
We decided to make the rounds through the convention corridors and on the floor to take the pulse of what delegates were thinking, what issues were important to them in this campaign, and what political buttons and pins they were wearing.
Ladies and gentlemen, home today we have an array of buttons for the McCain-Palin campaign. Let me show you just a couple that you might be interested in. This is actually one of the most popular ones tonight, hottest vice president nominee from the coolest state.
These buttons and other McCain-Palin gear could be purchased at Republican Mart, a bargain basement type operation with non-bargain prices in the corridors of the Excel Center, where delegates and others dug through big bins of T-shirts with sizes going up to triple extra large.
Darling.
Yeah? It doesn't clash?
Oh, well, no, not really. This goes with everything. Those are all 3XLs, my God.
Those out there. Do you have anything other than 3XL?
At the Colorado delegation section, we met Republican delegate Kimberly Peticolas. At 22, she is by far one of the youngest people at the RNC.
Let's look at your buttons here.
Sure. I've got all kinds.
Tell us about some of your favorite buttons.
Jihad this, yes, a good button. Well, it has a very good sentiment. It kind of gives my exact feeling. It's a button of an eagle sticking up its middle finger of its claw. And it says Jihad this in red. It's a great button. And yeah,
what does it mean? I don't get it.
You don't get it? What don't you get? Well, Jihad this. It's just like, obviously I'm not in support of jihad, and I support my troops, and it's just saying, out with you guys and in with the new. We're supporting democracy, so.
And gun control is hitting your target.
Yes, very good button. I'm a shooter myself. I actually do trap shooting, and I have a great shotgun, and I like my shotgun. So gun control.
Maybe you'll go hunting with Sarah Palin.
That'd be fun. I would love that. Yeah.
Do you eat moose stew?
Peticolas told us she would also like to hunt with Vice President Dick Cheney.
I will go I will go shooting with all of them. I think the fact that they go out shooting and that they're out there.
But Dick Cheney shot someone in the face.
I actually have a button somewhere. I don't think I wore it today because it was broken, but it said I would rather go shooting with Dick Cheney than driving with Ted Kennedy, and I absolutely believe that.
What about the fact that John McCain doesn't use the internet?
Well, I haven't actually heard that, so I won't comment on that, but, it's a personal choice.
I'm a delegate to the state of Oregon for John McCain.
And what's your name?
My name is Judy Christ.
Are you related to Governor Christ of Florida?
It's spelled different. Mine's C-H-R-I-S-T. I'm related to the other one.
Which one is that?
Jesus.
But you pronounce it differently.
Actually, we pronounce it Christ.
And tell us about your button there. What does it say and what do you mean by it?
Life of the party, and that is we're pro-life. And so we hope that people will get that message and will be pro-life.
We've seen a lot of buttons. I hadn't seen that one yet.
Seen that.
No.
Isn't that great? The life of the party. We need to have life in the party.